Hi guys, so today we will see what is a consumer functional interface and also 3 examples of it. So consumer functional interface is one of the functional interfaces which was introduced in JAVA.UTIL.FUNCTION library in Java 8. The accept method of the consumer functional interface takes one argument as input and returns a void. It doesn't return anything. So consumer interface is used to pass behavior as parameters to its accept method. It is used to write flexible and reusable code. So today we will see how we can use consumer interface in collections. Also how we can use it to write our own custom logger. And we will also see how we can use it for effective exception handling. Isn't that exciting? Let's get started. So our first example, we will see how we can use consumer for modifying our collections. So here we have a sample product class. It has a name and a price attribute. We have the relevant constructors and getters and setters. Okay. So in this main method, we have created an instance of this class and we have populated the list of products with 3 products. Product 1, 2, 3 and with some amount. Now suppose if I want to increase the value of this price by say 50 rupees. So let us see how we can do that with consumer. So let us define the amount by which we want to increase. So suppose 50 rupees we are saying. So then we can define a consumer in this fashion. Consumer of product. Let us give some name. And here for each product, what we can do is we will set the new price by getting their current price and adding the increment value. Okay. So now what we can do is we will take the product list and then for each we will apply the consumer. Okay. So in this way for each product we can increase the amount. So we are applying this behavior to each of the element of the collection. Okay. Now there is one more method in the consumer which is and then. So let us see how we can do that. So for that let us write another consumer. Consumer for product, and we will just print the product. So now what we can do is for each we will apply the first one, the first consumer, and then we will also apply the second consumer. So this is just an example. Okay, so now let us run this and see whether it will print the increased amount. So as you can see, we have applied the consumer twice. So 100, here we have applied once the consumer, so it has increased by 50, so 100 becomes 150. And then we have applied again here, we have applied the consumer and then we are printing. So from 150 it has become 200. The product 2 has become 300 and product 3 has 400. Okay, so in this way we can use consumer for collections. In this second example, we can see how we can use this consumer to log something, to use it as a logger. So here what we have done is we have just created a class consumer logger and then we will be printing the log. So whatever log would be coming, we would be printing that log. So this is the consumer which we have created, consumer of string. And we have also here we will take the name of the class. Okay, the name of the class. And this is the log method. So this log method, when we call, it would accept the name of the class, like it would print the name of the class and then the message. So this thing, it would apply this consumer. So it will take this log class plus message and then print out the entire log. Okay. So now let us write a small example for it. So here we have created a main method and we are taking just instance of this test logger and we are creating a consumer logger. we are just getting the name of this test logger here. And for getting the name, I have just written another method for more readability. So what we are doing is, after creating this consumer logger, we are just calling the log method by whatever we want to log. Okay, so when we log, so what happens is, first when we create it, this log class would store the name of the class, and then when we call the log method on that instance of create logger, it will print the name of the class plus whatever message we have passed. So let us run this class and see the output. So as you can see, it passed the test logger and whatever log we have passed. So in this way also we can use consumer to consume the messages. We can either print these messages, we can write it to the console, we can write it to some file. So whatever operation we want to do from that message, we can take the message and just consume it by writing it to a console or a file. So in our third example, what we are doing is, we are showing using the consumer for our exception handling. So what we can do is, in the catch block, we can define a consumer exception, and then we can take the exception and do whatever we want to do, like whether we want to put it in a log, whether we want to put it in a file, or do we have to send any notifications. Whatever we want to do, we can write it as the consumer behavior. And then we can whenever we get the exception, it will accept that, and to that exception this behavior, whatever we have defined, will get applied. So now let us see just by calling this method. So here we have a main method where we have created an instance of this class consumer exception handling, and then we are just doing something. So we are calling this method. So now when this method runs, what happens is, it will throw this exception, and when it throws the exception, this catch block is catching that exception, and it will show us as the system error. Okay, so let us run this. So as you can see, it shows exception occurred and whatever is the message we are passing. So in this way we can use consumer for our exception handling as well. So if you like this video, do hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.